So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Go to Antique Obsessions for the hottest in jewelry, antiques, repurposed, solid sterling silver, one-of-a-kind, handmade by Bruce and Jaja. Go to our Facebook, which is Antique Obsessions, or you can go to Etsy.com and go to Antique Obsessions, one word, or type it into your Google and find us there. Thanks.
Tribal, primitive, rustic, Burning Man, punk rock. Conceptual subculture for the edgiest, most cutting-edge designs of jewelry today. Go to Etsy.com/shop/conceptual subculture, or one word, either by going to Google or search Etsy, ETSY.com, and type in one word, conceptual subculture. You will find the hottest designs using natural stones with wire wrap rings, rough, raw, genuine, semi-precious gemstone jewelry, solid sterling silver, copper, leather, organite, bracelets, pendants, chokers, men's copper cups with sterling accents, eco-friendly, repurposed, original, one-of-a-kind design earrings. Support MBN by going to Conceptual Subculture on Etsy.
Warning, warning, everything I say is fucking crazy and should not be reinterpreted or reenacted because you will be either shot or NDAA'd. Warning.
You can destroy the Emperor Pepe. He has foreseen this. Join me, and together we can destroy CNN as frog, meme, and talk show host.
So depressed. I don't know what to do. Hey, go for it, man. It's easy for you to say you got the promotion. Look, it'll come, all right? Just don't worry about it.
The feeling is definitely there. It's a new morning in America. Fresh, vital. The old cynicism is gone. We have faith in our leaders.
About to incite a riot. Make some noise, break up the silence. Scream and shout, no being quiet. Spread the facts until you buy it. Come to my den, I got toys for torture. We drink the blood fresh just to stay immortals. We bring a thug fest, calling all New Yorkers. And keep a bayonet for the future slaughters. Taking bets, the players make them offers. Heads or tails, your life is on a quarter. All the king's men tally up their horses. Forging ahead with a secret missile launching. Off to Georgia and start to cross the borders. In my bedroom, I'm making all the orders. If you come, you won't make it till morning. Get the picture, maybe kinda sort of. Ski mask, check. Extra filter, check. Scissors, check. Duct tape, check. H2O, check. Ammo, check. Ropes, check. Receiver, check. You're gonna get it, turn in your weapons. I'm under pressure, don't you forget it. You're gonna get it, turn in your weapons. I'm under pressure, don't you forget it. I got the right moves, I know what you do. You know I love you, but I'll still sue you. Don't take your questions onto a Google.
It's turning into Charlie Brown with the mainstream media. They're looking like Charlie Brown, and Donald Trump's looking like Lucy, and he's just moving that ball at the last second, and they're falling on their ass. They're falling on their ass. You're listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show. It is July 14th, 2017, and I'm joined by Jaja.
Yup.
It's that long ass intro. It's all Jaja. You can find it on iTunes, right? That song's still hot.
It's still
It's
hot.
one of your old club bangers.
It's still hot. And guess what? Almost ready to make the video for Fake Jewels. And you know what that means.
I don't know. We're going to like Vegas and going to wear all your fake jewelry and just strut around like Paul Stanley from Kiss. You're going to be Strutter.
Yeah, it means that we're healing and our legs are better, and I'm ready to almost start shooting my videos. So
that's right.
And then I'm going to
very
release
sexy legs.
my album. Long waited.
Yeah, because I have to do damage control anytime I want to buy anything. Like, I don't know. I'm getting into like skateboarding. I'm trying to be like my old 18-year-old Thrasher self, and yeah, I didn't check your eBay fees, did I? I'm like buying all sorts of things, and I don't know. You almost cut my head off. I have to be careful.
Well, if I didn't have a
cut my
discussion,
head off.
I don't really want to talk white.
I'll be the headless
but
talk show host. I'll be the headless talk show host.
it's really boring
Because
to
I
talk
bought
about
a pair.
marriage.
Listen to me. Yeah, it is. Especially when the other one just keeps butting in. Okay,
You're
it's
talking
butt,
about
butt,
butts.
butt.
Look at your butt. It's so big.
You don't have a butt.
Yours makes up for both.
That's like that Corrupt song. I remember him saying, "Oh, why do white chicks have no ass? It's because they always sit on it and shit." But you're busy working and stuff. Making jewelry, yeah.
I was just born that way, motherfucker, okay?
You're not Lady Gaga. We're not promoting albums here.
Gaga,
Transgenders.
Gaga.
Listen to me. Listen to me, please. Because my wife's going to keep getting in the way. Look, I take her everywhere, but she just keeps finding her way back. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what position you played in your baseball game. Left fucking out.
No, I didn't actually. I used to hold the bat like Mike Piazza, and like I hit a couple of home runs back in the day. I was the shit.
Yeah, with wiffle ball.
That was the inside baseball.
With wiffle ball, right?
Look, I'm a way better freaking talk show host or baseball player or anything than that guy Joe Pags. You heard of that guy?
You know, it's funny. I was thinking about him because...
No, let me finish. Have you heard of Joe Pags?
I heard of him.
Okay, well, excuse me. Hey, damn, man. I can't say a word without you being on my ass like in 2 seconds. No, you sound like a bitch. Listen to me. This guy Joe Pags, he's a bitch. And, why don't you go rhyme with Vanilla Ice? Thank you. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to do a fucking talk show here, and the wife. I mean, why don't you go make me a sandwich? Okay.
You ate them all.
Yeah. You see what I have to deal with, folks. I'm gonna make sure I take the ball away from you, just like Lucy does from Charlie Brown, so that you fall on your ass, just like those blockheads. Again, smoking weed during a broadcast, how professional is that?
Very.
That's why Fox News doesn't call you. You keep making noise next to my mic.
Flat Earth. The Earth is flat.
Unbelievable. Let me see. My ratings are dropping because I have a rapping sensation here, making sure that my show gets wrapped 6 feet under.
Long hits.
Yeah, I can't even get it to my spiel here. So,
but yeah, there is Joe Pags, right?
What the fuck?
And for some reason, he sounds just like a guy we used to work with.
Yeah.
And we don't know what the fuck happened. We don't know whether we're in some Mandela effect or did it really happen? This nigga Pete Santilli just disappeared. All his fans gone nowhere. What happened to his YouTube channel? Desaparecidos. 80 million people, 83 million. How many people, man? He was kind of well known.
It wasn't million. Listen to me.
Some millions.
Uninformed. That's why they call us fake news, because people like you.
No, but on his YouTube, we had 3
excuse me,
million.
I'm talking here over my microphone, and we're dropping things all live on air, breaking things. It was 85,000. 85,000, something like that. I don't know. Who cares? I got thousands of listeners. I got thousands of hits. It's all about the Bruce Montalvo show. That's why if you're tuning in, you listen to me and whatever other accessories come with the show. I try my best. But who cares about Pete Santilli? Even Jeff Sessions doesn't care about Pete Santilli. Did you hear about that? No. Maybe I'll tell you so that you know. There's some asshole that wants to take away the weed right out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Take the freaking pipe right out of my freaking hand while I'm trying to smoke. Jeff Sessions. He wants to remove the marijuana right out of your lungs. You know, maybe even take out a lung if you owe the government any money. But yeah, Jeff Sessions doesn't care about Pete Santilli. He says, I'm not choosing sides. The Bundys are trying to warm up to the Trump administration. I don't think, look, here's the thing. I don't think that Pete Santilli should be in jail for this fucking long. But you know what? It's a psyop. Whatever they're doing, it's part of some military fucking thing that, unless you're in the military, you can't even begin to understand, right?
Exactly.
So why am I giving press to some other guy? I mean, you know what? Joe Pags, he doesn't even say my fucking name. He'll talk about me for like 20 fucking minutes on the show.
20 minutes, he can't shut up about the tweet that you made him. But he's too scared to fuck his chicken shit. He's like, oh no, I can't mention anybody else. I'm just going to call them a no
he doesn't have any Twitter followers. That's because I don't buy them like you, Joe Pags. All right, I'm pretty sure they say you've been around since 1989. You fucking old fart. I bet you have. Yo, you know, another thing that Joe Pags has that I don't is like all the noise that goes on in the background while I'm trying to do a talk show. I mean, usually people talk, they don't just light a fucking lighter non-stop.
But you keep telling me to shut up, so I'm shutting up and smoking.
Yeah, well, while you do that, why don't you go outside and light the Bic somewhere far away from the sterling silver Montalvo mic. I'm sick of all the noise. No, really, I'm in a bad mood, folks. But I'm in a good mood when I start thinking of all the good things that Trump's doing. Now, check this out. 5.7 million illegals. They voted for Obama. Well, that didn't happen again, right? Because they voted for Trump. Not the illegals. The American people. Okay? So that was exposed. 5.7 million illegals voting for Trump. And now, because of the Trump effect, there's a 60% reduction in illegal immigration. So he doesn't even have to fucking build the wall. He's already having a massive effect. The Trump effect, 60% reduction in illegal immigration. What else is Trump delivering on? CNN, the blockheads of CNN just want to keep talking shit.
Stock market went up 17%.
$3 trillion in the stock market. We have Trump killing the carbon tax. Remember, he killed the TPP as well. He wants to execute pedophiles. That's right. I'm all for capital punishment when it comes to pedophiles. That should be done. They should castrate these guys and put it on fucking pay-per-view. That way we all make money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, take a sledgehammer and call, what's that guy, Gallagher, that one comedian that used to come out with a sledgehammer and break the watermelons. He could smash some of these pedophiles' nuts on live TV. Just smash! You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, what did I say? I just said nuts, didn't I? You know what that means, right? You know when I say something that's funny? That's not just funny, but dummy funny. Nuts. That's what they'll do. They'll have these guys nuts smashed. Obama wasn't doing that. Obama's daddy, Frank Marshall Davis, was a pedophile, pornographer at that. So that's what's happening. You know, you got Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi teaming up, pedophile, freaking pizza owners. I mean, what? They have a Goat Head Pizza, Goat Hill Pizza. Literally, Nancy Pelosi. That's why she's a bumbling fucktard, forgetting who the fuck the actual president is. I mean, she said it again that Trump is Bush. She said it again. It's like the 13th time. So she's involved in a pizza scandal as well. What the fuck's a goat doing? What, the Baphomet head? Right? I mean, you don't know what's going on. They all seem to have pizza parlors. Isn't that strange? Remember that story, Pizzagate? Yeah, all the kids getting friggin' butt raped at underground pizza parlors. You don't know what's going on. Why do they all have pizza freaking parlors? Okay? So Trump wants to execute the pedophiles. And, we did a poll on Twitter. That's right. We did a poll if anybody actually gave a damn about Donald Trump Jr. talking to the Russians, right? Or whatever they're trying to make up. What Russians is Donald Trump Jr. going to talk to, right? I mean, this broad was like some plant. So Donald Trump Jr. having some Russian meeting, or Hillary deleting a whole bunch of emails and smashing a whole bunch of phones. So 82% said that Hillary deleting emails is much worse than like 9% libtards said, "Oh, Donald Trump Jr. meeting with Russians." That was a plant, more than likely there to sabotage the whole thing. Try to get some dirt on them, like try to connect them to Russia. I mean, if anything, you want to connect the dots. I mean, Trump married Russian royalty, more than likely. Okay, but that's the thing. What Schumer's all over Trump Jr. wants him to release information. They're probably targeting him. This is Trump Jr., a family guy, a model example of his father. You know what I'm saying? He's a good guy, well spoken. So I mean, Chuck Schumer, he looks like a freaking pedophile, a disgusting old pedophile. He kind of looks like that guy from Family Guy, the pedo from Family Guy. That's what Chuck Schumer reminds me of. But again, Nancy Pelosi, just look it up. She owns a pizza place with a freaking goat head on it. It's called Goat Hill Pizza. Okay, so she keeps forgetting. I mean, this is great. They should leave these bumbling idiots in charge of the Democrat Party, because they're gonna drive it right into the ground. Okay, and when the shoe falls, when the last shoe falls, these guys. I mean, the Schumers, the Canes. I mean, you believe this? They're saying this Jesuit fucktard Tim Kaine is saying that Trump Jr. is involved in treason. Treason. He said that. Meanwhile, Obama is saying he'll do deals with Putin off the record. He said, "Oh, well, I'm still president. Well, when I'm off the record, I'll work with Putin." Right? Meanwhile, CNN can't shut the hell up about Trump saying that he's the Death Star. What they're gonna blame him for blowing up Alderaan next, right? The fictional planet Alderaan. Oh, Trump did that. That was Trump's fault. No, Trump's batting 1,000 at this point. Parasitic freaking alien race could invade, and Trump will go up there. I'll get rid of the parasitic alien race. Don't worry. And you know what? I'll believe him. Okay, because I mean, what was Trump Jr. trying to find anyway? What, right? I mean, just the obvious. What? Like Clinton took money from some of the worst human violators out there. What? The Moscow fees that Bill Clinton was asking for to do any stupid speech. But the fact that Clinton was the one that destroyed evidence. The Clinton campaign was destroying evidence left and right, smashing phones up. And it's unbelievable, really, this meme war that's kicked off. It's CNN literally, I mean, breaking a crime. I mean, committing a crime here. They're breaking the law. They're targeting, doxing private citizens for criticizing their failing network. This is unprecedented and all over a meme war, folks. What are some of the funniest memes here? What? We have the Top Gun meme where he blows up CNN in that MiG, right? They're flying around. And then you have the one where Trump blows up the CNN Death Star with Twitter. Little Twitter blasts from the Millennium Falcon or the Star Wars freaking planes. And then he's Neo, right? He's the chosen one fighting Agent Smith in the Matrix. That was a good meme. And then the one where he's Indiana Jones shooting the CNN Arab. You have the Happy Gilmore one. This one with They Live. Put on the glasses and they see fake news. Takes them off and it's CNN. Or the Mortal Kombat ones. There's a ton of them. He turns into a giant freaking lizard or he's Scorpion and blows up CNN as fake news for a fatality. I mean, it's non-stop. You have the Super Mario Brothers, Make America Freaking Great Brothers. And again, you got to thank Bill Hicks up for doing this contest because they had all sorts of Trump memes right after the Reddit thing broke, the blackmail scandal. I mean, they took it to another level and had all sorts of people just start a whole meme war. And there's a culture behind that. There's actually a book called Meme Wars. You look that up. And it's just funny as hell. Everything from Pulp Fiction. They got Pepe the Frog as Samuel L. Jackson, or King Kong versus Godzilla is Trump as King Kong shutting up a freaking CNN Godzilla stuffing a tree in his mouth. Because that's what they are. They're the old dinosaur media. I mean, it's just unbelievable to me that CNN can find this guy that did the WWE meme, a Redditor, in one day, but they can't find any Russia connection.
I heard you mention dinosaurs.
Yes.
But
Godzilla.
But dinosaurs don't exist.
Yes, they don't. We discovered that they're fake. We're going to get into all sorts of crazy stuff. I was just trying to tell you to settle down and stop making so much damn noise by the mic. You know what I'm saying? So I want to bring more quality to the show. You know? There's already all sorts of... I mean, I don't want to sound like Rents with all that low static fuzz and all that crap they got going on, you know? Mm-hmm. Anyway, I was talking about memes, not fake dinosaurs. CNN is a dinosaur, and they're fake news.
That's about as real as a dinosaur that there exists.
Right, so this meme's great, too, from the end of Casino, where they beat Joe Pesci to death. And guess who? Guess who beats him to death? What, Donald Trump beats Joe Pesci, who's CNN, to death, and Alex Jones is looking, and Kellyanne Conway and Sean Spicer are in the car, driving the Cadillac. And then you see, boom, cracks him in the head with a freaking bat. And that's the end of CNN. There's Trump chasing Antifa CNN with the American flag. You have what was it, that comedian that died, Eddie Murphy's brother, Charlie Murphy, right there, kicking Rick James, aka CNN, into a window. And really, I mean, epic fails by CNN that like Looney Tune epic fails. I mean, to the point where it's appropriate. I mean, CNN is like Wile E. Coyote trying to light a Russia bomb and it explodes on them, right? I mean, just like this meme here says and illustrates, you have a big doofus, some 400-pounder trying to dunk the Russia narrative home. And, of course, he's going to fall short, right, on the basketball court. It's like CNN was playing on a baby basketball court trying to just slam dunk the fake news home, and they just can't do it. And they get mad, and, you know, they fall over, and the basketball hoops falls on them. The ball hits them in the head, and Trump is the reason for all their woes, right? I mean, this meme war has become like modern art. I mean, with Trump all over the place. I mean, he's the new counterculture now. Trump is the new counterculture, right? You see him with his mind powers blowing up the CNN Reich, because the real Nazis. You want to know where the real Nazis are? They're at CNN, folks. Okay, this one's hilarious. This meme where this next one, Trump pushes CNN into a pool, and they get devoured by a giant shark. And CNN is a toddler that could hardly walk, and dogs are running over him, and Who let the dogs out? It's Trump and Pepe the Frog. And I'm telling you that it's just endless meme madness. You have Fight Club. You have Trump catching CNN, and they pull him into the bathroom to cut his nuts off in Fight Club, right? And you see the checkerboard floor, and Reddit walks in, and Julian Assange walks in, and they're gonna cut CNN's nuts off. And in this meme, you have Pepe the Frog kidnapping Van Jones, Chucky, a.k.a. Kathy Griffin, and that dumbass that wants little girls to see exposed penises in bathrooms, Cuomo or whatever. And Pepe the Frog's going to execute them in the middle of the street. Isn't that great? You see, that's art right there. You have the Karate Kid kicking CNN right in the mouth. And firefighters spraying a huge hose, a CNN hose. It's CNN fighter fires spraying nothing but fake news. And Trump just WWF garbage slamming CNN into the garbage. I mean, aren't these hilarious?
Yeah.
You see, I mean, they're nonstop.
Well done, well done. I do agree with you
So
that
fuck
Trump
you,
is
CNN.
the new counterculture, because even in the art world, they're making paintings about this guy. They're making art installations. I mean, they instead of talking about art theory and integrity or whatever, they just talk about how much they hate Trump. Like, why do I really care what an art dealer says about Trump? I mean, they're art dealers. They should just talk about art. So, like, why should they even feel like they want to make an issue about it? Well, it's like fake political art, and I don't really like that. I mean,
they're just a fraud, really. Fraud news network.
Yeah.
I mean, total fake news. They're just a bunch of crybabies. Really, terrorists. Really, I mean, CNN, they're a bunch of terrorists. The Democrats are ISIS. CNN are terrorists. Okay, no one believes a word out of Anderson Pooper Scooper's mouth. I mean, do you?
You know what it is? No. Well, whatever. I like Anderson, but for my own reasons. But,
oh, yeah, faking Sandy Hook's real likable,
yeah,
right?
No, that's not really what I agree with. But, I mean, I know that they faked it. So whatever. So he does too.
Look,
and obviously, the thing about Anderson Cooper is they give it to him this much. At least he made it so obvious that it was green screen.
Listen to me. The truth shall set you free. Okay? And I'm not wasting my time being the real currency, okay, watching CNN. It's bullshit. It's fake news.
No.
Okay? Because
except Anthony Bourdain's show is probably not fake news. It's probably just
fake food.
No, it's not fake. It's probably the most realistic show they have.
Right. Look, there's still a bunch of yellow belly, coward yellow journalists. They're not even journalists. They're just the liberal, misfit, destroy Trump media. Okay, they're a cult. These Democrats, they're a cult. Okay, and CNN is helping increase the libtard radicalization.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not good.
They're just a bunch of limp dick faggots over at CNN. There, I said it.
Mm-hmm. They really are like bitches. They're like whiny bitches.
They're doxing private citizens for memes.
They're the ones with the fake news. See, actually, Donald was being nice. I mean, he went off and just said, "Oh, ha, ha, you meme," and they should be like sued for falsely representing. But you can't, because then there's the Smith-Monk Act. So
Well, that was repealed,
right?
So they can
do with that
propaganda. They can
make whatever they
news.
want.
They can make fake news. Okay, I mean the memes are nonstop. I mean everything from Terminator 2. I mean shooting freaking the cop, the liquid T-1000 into a hot molten steel freaking pit, or. I mean, that's what it is. The news is militarized. It's a militarized media industrial complex. And they're all working for that sergeant that says, I like you. I could take you home and let you fuck my sister. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's who all of them work for. ABC, Fox News, they all work for the sergeant from Full Metal Jacket. And that's a good meme, too. I'm telling you, just meme mania, meme wars. Ever since the 4th of July, I watched Star Wars, and then after that, everything was meme wars.
Hey, speaking of fucking your sister.
The Force is strong. What the hell did you just say?
Is your sister a virgin?
Excuse me? You see what I have to put up with? That's why this show isn't on 100 AM stations, because of Jaja, because of the raunchy, foul-mouthed rapper. Right?
But,
I called you the mother of hip-hop. That makes you sound like you're like a dinosaur. You're not, right? You're like more like the hip-hop's like little bastard daughter that she had with like, Coolio or something.
Listen, I came out in 2001 was my first album, and that was like, okay, is the art of hip-hop, it's out there.
Yeah, I recorded my first punk rock album around that time as well. I was going to Warped Tour, right?
Yeah, and then you stopped, but I didn't. And the thing is that I kept making, I was very prolific, and I got,
And that's another thing. Look, you didn't lose stock in your music. You get royalties in the mail. Now listen to me. CNN, they're losing stock. Okay? They're losing stock with who matters the most, with Uncle Ted. Uncle Ted's going to pull the plug on CNN pretty soon. I don't like the fake news anymore. It's making me look really bad. Get my name off that shit. Okay? Because that's all the Democrats are doing. That's all they're having CNN do, is invert reality. Okay, with the whole Trump Jr. thing. Okay, it's, what? He was finding dirt on the Clintons. And for that, what? They knew he was going to do that. They set him up. Okay, they're trying to frame Trump Jr. And this lawyer, she's linked to this fake MI6, that guy with the pee-pee gate. That was bullshit, right? Well, this lawyer, this Russian that Trump Jr. met with, she's linked to this MI6 guy. So he got duped, right? They got him to like, they fished his account, right? They duped him. And all these idiots on CNN, oh my God. Look, I don't watch the network. I just watch highlights of them making asses of themselves. And there's this one, Ana Navarro. Really, every time she opens her mouth, I just wish that she would stuff a fucking tamale in there instead.
Well, you hate her.
I can't stand that bitch. Okay? You just stuff a tamale in your mouth, Ana Navarro.
She makes Mexicans look bad, right?
I don't know what she is. I don't care. Deport her to the fucking moon. Okay?
Hey.
Let's get her out of here.
Nobody's ever been to the moon.
Nobody's ever been to the moon. And let's get esoteric here, because look, it's a meme war. Star Wars takes place in the stars, right? The war in the stars. Well, let's get intergalactic here and get to the fact that no one's ever been to the moon, and Japan released fake photos of the moon.
Fucking CGI imagery ever. Very recent.
You see, Japan releases amazing HD photos that look fake.
Come on, where's their art? They really got so uninspired. I understand Japanese. I have a lot of respect for their artists. I don't know why the fuck they couldn't get their act together in that department. I think that they want you to know. I think there's a.
You know what? They seriously think that we're stupid. And a lot of us, we barely wake up at like age 30. And other people, they just play dumb, or they sell out so their bank accounts get bigger, and they sell out and they know how to tell the big lie, right? Well, just do a little common sense. You go back to the days of Columbus, people thought the earth was flat, right? Well, they're pounding the common sense out of them. How am I supposed to believe that the earth is spinning in a ball, and it spins so fast that it's spinning actually at the speed of sound? We're moving really? Are we really moving at the speed of sound? Sounds like bullshit to me. I'm going to have to call bullshit on that.
Yeah, there's so many things about the fake globe idea that falls through left and right that it's just amazing that people got away with it and they never got.
You know what's
questioned.
amazing is that Nazis have left clues. Okay, because the Nazis are the ones that militarized the entire Arctic ice ring. But when you think about it, folks, it's really like we're living in a giant bowl of soup in space.
It's flat. The Earth is flat. Listen, during the times of Columbus, there was what they teach you was a little bit about Copernicus, motherfucker, and then they don't really tell you. They somehow the Masonic ways, the real masters, they like burn books. They burned our history, and they let you believe that there was just one or two arguments, and there is still, even up until the 1800s, they said that round Earth, the globe shit is hogwash, but they never taught you that. So you really just accept on the mere fact that it was taught to you, but you never thought about who was giving you those books in the first place.
First of all, it's easy to tell someone the Earth is flat. Oh, there, I just did it. But what about hitting them with the facts and getting them to come to the conclusion on their own terms? How about the fact that if you use a level is always level at water.
At eye level, right.
At sea level. And some of the biggest clues have been left behind by Nazis, folks. I mean, just go look at the tombstone of Werner von Braun. Okay? Psalms 19:1. Okay, that refers to the firmament. Remember, you were saying, oh, well, where in the Bible does it talk about flat Earth? Scholars believe the firmament is a term for flat Earth that is directly out of the Bible. Well, and this top Nazi, okay, that literally NASA is hiding hidden in plain view. And
rocket scientists.
These are Nazi Operation Paperclip scientists that came over here. The CIA gave them all green cards. They came over here. They basically took over the country. Okay, Nazis took over the country. Nazi scientists, believe it or not. Okay, and he's telling you, he took it to his tombstone. You have to be smart enough to figure out the mysteries of the universe, and that is one of them. Psalms 19:1, referring to the earth as the firmament, which means flat.
Yes, and another thing is that what we don't understand is, you think, okay, the pilots, they would have figured it out. But in fact, they confuse the pilots, and they just give them some gravitational relativity bullshit explanation why they don't have to tip the nose down every so often due to the curvature of the Earth, which would be like every 4,000 miles or something like that. I'm not really sure exactly, but it's something like that. Like, there has to be a certain level of of curvature. And you have to be able to have got. If we were able to get that high, we would have gotten.
Here's the thing. New York City should be like tilted. New York City, all the buildings should be tilted because at that point of the Earth, if it's really heliocentric, a sphere, Earth, the globe. I mean, it's the buildings in New York City are going to be tilted.
Exactly.
So, I mean, out with the global warming theory. I mean, that doesn't exist. Guess why? Because there's no globe.
There's no globe, and there's just an outer ring.
So it's all mind control. And who's propagating this? The government. Break down the etymology of the word government. Break down the etymology of the word government. It's mind, governmental, governing of the mind. And that's what they're doing. From birth, I mean, you brought me this intriguing information here regarding space and the fact that space is literally like an ocean in space. Mm-hmm. That space is made up of water, and that's where the term the firmament comes from. It's like God's heaven protecting this round earth. Kind of like in SpongeBob, where the squirrel is living underwater, and she's like,
It's kind of like one of those glass things that
incredible.
You shake up, for Christmas you have the snow and shit.
The snow globe.
The snow things, and you just like flip it, and you shake, and then,
Yeah, but then just outside of that, you see, because...
There's water.
But it's outside, not inside of the snow globe.
Right.
So, space is literally water, and if you go back to the Operation Fishbowl, or what was known as Operation Dominic, where they're firing these ICBMs they were firing them into the firmament. So literally, I mean, do they care? Does the New World Order care if they bust open that thing? I mean, what would happen? It would be bedlam. It would be just absolutely freaking apocalyptic. Space. I mean, the space ocean would fall into us.
Hillary Clinton said something about, like, our ceiling has been trying many cracks.
They did an Operation High Jump, right? Was it the journey to Antarctica? I mean, just look it up, folks.
Captain Boyd. He actually went.
Admiral Byrd.
Right. Admiral Byrd. He went to Antarctica in like the 40s, and he found the actual firmament, he touched it or whatever. He's actually he came close to it. He saw it, or planes were disappearing. Actually, did you hear about that, Bruce? They were disappearing in Antarctica, and there was like a force field. So after it went to a certain point, they trained all kinds of people.
Well, that's still going on today. The GPS. I mean, if you're tracking certain planes, I mean, they literally go off radar.
Yeah.
So
they do that below in the south
of radar.
In the southern hemisphere. They take you off of the radar, because if you were to really follow the GPS, then you would have you'd be able to see it and follow it. But they scramble it in the southern hemisphere, and they always do it. They give you some bullshit, but it always comes back like 5 minutes right before you're about.
Look, there's so many clues everywhere. Okay, they're right before our very eyes. The sunrise over the horizon is always flat. Okay, I've never seen a river that flows uphill. Do you?
No.
Okay, all rivers flow downhill from north to south.
Right.
Okay, it's common sense. People want to laugh at flat earthers and say they're idiots.
Not so much
I would have thought so at one point, but you know what? I stopped taking the blue pill. I took the red pill, and now I am the one. I am the chosen one. I can see the esoteric mysteries unraveling before my very eyes.
It's crazy. You think, why would they want to hide something like that? But they figure, think about it, people. They love hiding things in plain view, and to see how stupid the public would believe it, because back then it was kind of common knowledge.
Oh, the Copernicus heliocentric globe sphere Earth became, the
chosen one,
the chosen teaching, right? What they were going to go with.
There were many. And many scientists and engineers challenged it. There were many explorers, and there were many maps.
Look, NASA, literally, they're just a bunch of crooks. Okay, they're a bunch of crooks. Do you even know the amount of money that goes into NASA?
Billions.
Billions and billions and billions and billions and billions. I could keep going with the billions until the show's over. Billions of dollars go into NASA to do what? To study. The sky a little bit, the outside the firmament. I mean, can they even get out of the Van Allen belt?
Okay, no, they can't. And you know what? I saw this video that had four GoPro cameras, and they're attached to and they even have cameras on some rockets, and you can never see, no matter how high it goes, and it only goes to a certain point and stops. There's one thing that the GoPro camera did stop.
You're going to start seeing the Earth spinning from a certain angle. Like if you go up in a hot air balloon, you're going to start seeing the Earth spinning in a certain freaking manner, like you're spinning a basketball.
Yeah, and another thing, you will never. Well, there's just so many things with flat Earth. I mean. You'll never, ever, ever see the curvature of the Earth. First of all, and Polaris is right up. It will never change. So
you can see the constellations
all
year
the time. If there was if you guys in Israel or motherfuckers in Sweden, if at a certain time of year you shouldn't be able to see the Big Dipper. And you can at every given point, and that you ask yourself that you never fucking figured that one out, right? You couldn't figure that one out for the life of you. While you always fucking saw those the Big Dipper, the Little Dipper, this one, that.
It doesn't matter where you are. You're going to see them And
it should change. It should change. There would be.
And that's the thing. You have non-stop flights that don't make sense from L.A. to Abu Dhabi. I mean, they take all these routes that are just insane.
Okay, like for example, clearly, if you were following the globe model, and you would go from like Argentina to Australia, like it should be like mad fucking easy, like boom boom right across the South Pacific. In fact, no matter what way you look at it, they figured it out. It's like it takes like 50 hours no matter what, even in the shortest amount of time. They give you some bullshit stopovers, and it should never be. It should just be like a 6,800 mile straight.
The Earth is completely motionless. Okay, there's a gigantic wall of ice that's like a soup bowl covering the soup that we live in. That's completely flat underneath the bowl. It's kind of what we live in. We live in a giant floating bowl of soup.
Yeah, and like we have this huge
emotionless bowl of soup
above you.
And you go all the way back to the days of Pythagoras. Okay, he was the original flat earther. Okay, and then you have all these Jesuits that come around, like Copernicus, and so on. Okay, I mean literally. Okay, flat Earth. If the Earth wasn't flat, then you would have the buildings would be tilted in New York City. Okay?
How come nobody ever saw the curvature of the Earth? Not even a pilot, not a hot air balloon, nothing.
Oh yeah, Amelia Earhart, right? Well, what about Magellan? Okay, Magellan supposedly went around the sea, and then he was devoured by freaking cannibals, right?
Yeah, he went around the sea in a fucking circle, but he didn't go north-south. He went like east-west.
But because that jackass Obama says that we're a bunch of kooks, we're supposed to believe it. But really, he kind of...
He brought it up, though. Like, why would a president bring it up?
He kind of popularized it, didn't he?
I don't know. I mean, it was weird that he brought it up. I guess he's trying to, like, infiltrate it into people's subconscious. That it really... Hey, we're living on a flat earth, dudes. Just wake up. I mean, it's kind of weird. Just look it up. I know it sounds fucked up to look up, but you have to, because we're telling you there's too much information and it can't be debunked. And the thing is that there's not one really great imagery, especially, I mean, since they came up with some bullshit concoction during the time of the moon landing, which was bullshit. And they even found in more recent globe renditions many different, the pattern stamp. They found the pattern stamp all over the fucking place. And another thing is that when they talk about going to Antarctica, if you think about Antarctica is the ice ring, goes all the way the fuck around. How come nobody ever goes to Arctica?
Yeah, the Arctic, right.
That's
because the military. Literally, I mean, they got...
It doesn't exist.
They have the power. They don't want to lose it. They're afraid to lose it. They got the military all over the place. And literally, I mean, you look at the UN, it's a flat Earth map, and you see the leaves around the flat Earth map. Okay, that is the ice rim. Yeah, you can see the Earth. You go to any ocean you'll go to. I mean, just keep looking for the curvature. You'll never see it. It's as flat as can be. Look.
Ask any pilot.
Science,
they never saw it.
Science is based on empirical truth. And that goes back referring to the Roman Empire. Well, all roads lead to Rome, and it's a bunch of Jesuits that are lying to us, about the earth, the very plane that we live in. I'll say to you in Spanish, Tierra plana, okay, flat Earth. Seriously, I mean, this is truth. This is empirical truth. Okay, it's more than likely the German Brotherhood of Saturn that is keeping us down, keeping us in this negative information field. They do it with symbols, folks. They use symbols to control the masses. Okay, you go to the Seal of Solomon. It's again attributed to King Solomon, medieval. It's used in Islamic and Western occultism. literally what it is it's two triangles, one up, one down. The one represents God and man, a connection between God and man, and it's also the symbol of Saturn. I mean, go back to the skull and bones symbol. They show the life, the death, the mortality. I mean, these are the brotherhoods that go back to ancient Germany. I mean, these Celtic, Druidic, occult brotherhoods that are proliferating the lie. And I mean, they'll kill you. Okay, you go around teaching your kids the Earth is flat. Okay, they'll target your kid, and who knows? They'll kill you. They'll find a way to kill you. Okay, you're never too old to be killed. I mean, just look at CNN, blackmailing listeners, doxing them, putting their addresses out for any insane psycho murderer to go out and kill them just because CNN paid them off. I mean, seriously, it's getting to the point where, I mean,
I have to disagree.
It's getting to the point where I don't care what you disagree with, okay? This is my fucking show. And it's getting to the point where I want to be like Roddy Piper going to Cable 54 fucking News, aka CNN, and just literally lighting them up, right? But you can't do that because you're a psychopath. You just incited violence. No, I talked about a movie where Roddy Piper goes and he's like shooting all the freaking reporters that are a bunch of aliens. That's what it is. They don't care about society, okay? It just reminded me about another great meme, the Trump and Braveheart meme. Okay, he's Braveheart, and literally you have CNN trying to rape the Lady Liberty, just like in that meme. And they're trying to tongue her, and she doesn't want it, and they're trying to do it, and Trump goes in there and he saves the day. Now, you want to disagree with me. Why?
I don't think anybody's going to be killed if you teach anybody because they wouldn't have millions.
CNN is putting out the address of private citizens.
I'm talking about flat Earth. There's so many videos and so many scientists exposing mathematical equations and real engineers that there's no fucking way that they're going after everybody.
Okay, you try to make a movie and put it out on the mainstream about flat Earth, and you're not part of their secret club with their secret handshake, and see how fast they kill you.
Bruce, they were obviously ready to let it go because they would have killed people a long time ago before. If it wasn't like a whole cacophony of motherfuckers that already seem Masonic, all those guys seem like Masonic, right? They all seem like inside. How do they have enough time in the day and have much money to support their operations, right? So, believe me, if they didn't want it out there, they want to subliminally awaken the people that are ready to hear it. The rest of the people, there might just be a division. The idiots and the fucking non-idiots. But, you know, the fact is that YouTube is so out there. And now it's like they're giving you the knowledge back, but it's up for you to decipher and be able to...
Yeah, it's up to you. I mean, it's up to you to listen to shows like this. You already got the knowledge. You're seeking the knowledge. And we're on every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm also on Mondays, 9 p.m. Mountain Time. And... yeah, you can find us on Pod-O-Matic. The podcast is on Pod-O-Matic. I'm the top 50 podcasts on Pod-O-Matic. In the top 50 of TalkStream Live. Find us on Stitcher and iTunes. Send us a message on Twitter at Bruce Montalvo, at Jaja. And you can support this show. Okay, because we give you all the mysteries of the universe wrapped in a freaking 2-hour podcast. Okay, so you can support the show by buying some beautiful jewelry, and
which is what I'm making right now. I'm making these really freaking awesome copper wire cuffs with gemstones attached to them.
Help me buy skateboard parts on eBay without my wife screaming at me in front of, like, you know, friends and stuff.
Wow, I'd scream at you in front of friends if you didn't spend the money and tell me you weren't going to, and then did it as soon as I was on the phone.
Nobody wants to hear a marriage. That's why.
That's right.
You know, this is like worse than Al Bundy's marriage.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially having
Can you please
scratch
just
your balls.
You know, what are you talking about? I'm trying to sell
beautiful
jewelry, and now people are going to hear that I scratch my balls and grab the jewelry, so they're not going to want to buy it, right? So I might as well not even do an advertisement. Just get the hell out of my face so I can keep going with the news.
Go with the news.
Okay, are you now? You're not going to do advertising. You're one of the
you
worst.
you just tried to say that you scratch your balls, and I mean, I thought that just like
I'm going to shoot myself on air.
Listen, go to our jewelry. It's at Conceptual Subculture. Okay, go there. Conceptual Subculture. That's like the coolest store. I mean, it's not the most expensive store, but it's very cool. So you should go to Etsy.com and type in Conceptual Subculture, or just go to Google and type in one word, Conceptual Subculture. Then we have another store called Antique Obsessions. That's all solid sterling, some copper stuff, but mostly solid, like really antiques repurposed specifically. And the very gorgeous Baroque. I mean, really freaking beautiful. Now, Bruce and I got some new forging techniques, and we put in heavier sterling to forge it to preserve its antiquity. And you could go there, and you could go even on Amazon Handmade, and we're there with Antique Obsessions with an S. And or you can go to Outrageous Jewelry on eBay, and that's it. And just come try to support us. Thank you.
Yeah. What else?
What else? I'm making this copper wire bracelet that's shungite. It's healing. I do a lot of orgonite pieces, orgone, and William Wright was the owner of that shit, of orgonite, whatever the fuck. He came after me on actually. Oh, you can't use my registered trademark fucking name, orgonite. Why does he have to motherfucking everybody else, orgonite owner? It's just a fucking word. I mean,
what a dork.
He's a dork. If you discover the energy of orgonite, well, it's really discoverable that it should be a free word, nigga.
That's right, nigga. With that, we're getting into my first round news. That's right. First round fucking boxing news right here. Let's get it on.
I box.
Bernie Sanders.
Oh my God.
Bernie, the communist that wants to redistribute my chicken. He says that if they don't get their communist, Marxist-Leninist healthcare bill passed, that is the equivalent of 9/11.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, yeah, okay. And his wife?
That fat heifer?
Well, she ate like more than a communist portion.
Exactly. She's getting more than the socialist rations, right?
Unless she's just eating bread.
A whole lot of it. She's eating the whole loaf of Wonder Bread. No, look, he already lost, Bernie Sanders. It's like it says it's the Godwin effect, where they say that as soon as you mention Hitler or 9/11 or the Holocaust, that's it. You lost the argument.
Bruce, once you're a loser, you're always a loser.
No, you're doing it wrong. You have to sound like this. You see, I stayed in Brooklyn for a year, and now I can already tell you how to redistribute your chicken. Mm-hmm. Okay? Bruce, unbelievable.
If you're a winner, you're always a winner. And that is not a winner.
That is the creature from the Marxist fucking lagoon. Okay, so he needs to just shut the hell up with his fat ass heifer of a wife.
He made a lot of money with his campaign. I heard like $14 million. So
yeah, all that bank fraud, right? Yeah, that's nice. All right, more news here. Do you believe this? Really? Talk about fake news. Melania is hated more than Hillary Clinton.
Yes, right? Because there's more. Yeah, you know why?
That's laughable.
It's true. You know why? Because all the motherfucking ugly ass fat American women are jealous as hell of that bitch. That's why. They don't
all
like
the
her.
Fat social justice warriors, they're all fat, they're all ugly. They feel ugly when they see the first lady.
Yeah, they hate her.
Okay, and it's not racist to call Michelle Obama an ape, and that's because Raven Simone, remember that Disney black girl or whatever? She said it's not racist, so I could call him, Michael Obama, a ape woman, a giant muscular ape woman, because Raven Simone from the Disney Channel said I could. Right? No, but really, Melania hated more than Hillary? That's fake news. I mean, Hillary is one of the most hated politicians of all time. I mean, the Democrats are coming up with these pathetic new Democrat slogans. I mean, she is part of the reason why they lost. I mean, can't they get it through their thick freaking skull? Okay. Meanwhile, Hitler is going around giving speeches about diversity and peace.
Mason Dixon?
Okay, giving speeches, really. Diversity, I mean, what kind of diversity do they want? I mean, trannies showing their penises to little girls in bathrooms nationwide? That's what they want? Okay? It's just, it's beyond me.
Yeah, they want money, like the army guys, they want, or military, they want money for their transgenderisms. You know what? That's fucked up. That's optional and aesthetic.
Yeah, look, I'm not against you if you're gay, if you're a tranny, but I don't have to pay for it. And the military, I mean, do we really need transsexuals in the military? I mean, they're supposed to go over there and fight. I mean, who cares if whatever you want to do, you want to mutilate yourself? Yeah. Hate yourself, go ahead. You cut your freaking schmendrick off and super glue it to your head for all I care. It's America. You do whatever you want as long as you're not out horrifying people.
They're
with
taking
your
advantage
schmendrick head.
They're taking advantage of what the military offers. When they say prosthetics, they don't mean fake tits, bitches. It means if they needed an extra leg because they fucking blew up. You motherfuckers taking advantage of America, okay? And you trannies, and I got nothing against you. Do not expect that America is going to go for your elective operations.
Okay, and from trannies to a group that's just as bad, Hamas. Hamas is working with the Democrat Party, and they're using that bitch Linda Sour.
Man,
that Palestinian cunt.
Listening to her, she reminds me just like a Mortal Technique would fucking love her. You know, like the two of them.
They're both fucking communists. They're both fucking communists, right?
They're Palestinian loving fucking Jew haters, more like it. Don't say what they're commies. They fucking Jew haters, straight up. Everything to hate Jews. You know, white man's the devil. You know, that's their whole rhetoric, and they say it exactly the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, but like I would have liked Moral Technique because I met him. I know him. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of nice to me. I do kind of like him, but I hate what he fucking says. I'm sorry.
I think his raps are fucking lame, and really, I don't really like that many rappers except for you, and even you. You know, kind of yell at sometimes. You know, I don't know. I still.
You like 50 Cent and you like M, but then you don't know why too.
No, don't put rap in my mouth. Because it's crap. Now listen to me.
I'm rapping Jules.
Listen to me here. Okay, going back to that communist Bernie Sanders. Okay, his whole Robin Hood shtick. I mean, it really sucks. We're tired of it. Okay, and he has the fattest wife that you can imagine, and bank fraud, you name it. I mean, that to me matters more than Donald Trump Jr. getting sabotaged by Democrat operatives.
People are allowed to talk to other people in other countries. So I hate to tell you people, we're allowed to fucking talk to other people in other countries.
And speaking of talking about people in other countries, Trump is in another country. He's in France hanging out with that self-declared god or Roman god ruler of France now, the Rothschild puppet Macaroni. And he's over there with Macaroni, and I don't know if he took Melania over there to buy some French clothes, you know, some designer French. Because Trump has, you know, he's got some taste. He's got a taste of soul to him. You know, you want to see his lady dressed in fine designer French, whatever, right? So I don't know if it's a shopping, you know, expedition or what, but he's got his head up his ass. And he's letting the little shopping spree take him to places that us deplorables don't want him to go. He's saying that he might sign the climate change accord with Paris and France. I mean, a month ago, or a couple weeks ago, he said that he wasn't Paris's president and that they could shove their French fries up their nose.
He said that?
No, I said that.
But the problem is, Bruce, is that the military of all the governments have been working together, and nobody's ever claimed.
So he's just doing.
They've all been working together, believe it or not, to keep the world hushed about the Antarctic. and the world and the globe being flat. A lot of it boils down to that because
Trump is really delivering. Did you hear the long list of delivering that I mentioned? I mean, he's really delivering, and talk show hosts like myself and even behemoths like Bill Hicks. I mean, I saw this meme, Alex Jones and Trump, and I don't know if it was the A-Team or Rambo, but they're like kicking CNN's ass. They're like shooting at him and stabbing him and beating his ass. I mean, just think about it, like Rambo, the A-Team would. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, really, Trump is like in full swing, but is he really? He's just dribbling, the French idiots, like idiots, right?
Well, the French people don't really like him.
But then again, Trump did say that he was a globalist and a nationalist. So, I mean, there's some scary doublespeak about Trump.
Well, whatever. I mean, he's a money maker, and as far maybe he doesn't even know the globe is flat. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he does worship Apollo in his Trump Tower, we heard.
Whatever, but not everybody knows that unless they're listening to you. But he might listen to you, Bruce. You are that cool Bruce, right? I mean, just and I did put up on eBay the fact that I have all these clothes from like real big designers like Gaultier and Sonia Rykiel. Like they gave me all these clothes, Rykiel and Converse hooked me up too, and I just had some stuff that was like I wasn't using at all. And I got it as an artist. I used it in a video or whatever, or some of it was brand new. And I was just selling it, So maybe, Paris is great. I mean, fashion designers, they have very nice, very excellent ones. I like the newer designers, but I love Sonia Rykiel and Natalie's around with her underwear. So you've got a Natalie. And,
Does any of this look good on naked chicks? Any of this clothes that you mentioned?
Yeah, I have this bra and this underwear that you love, and this this lingerie that you love, and
So that settles it. Trump is buying lingerie for his wife in France. So all you deplorables don't get too mad. He's just dribbling his finger in freaking Macaroni's face like an idiot.
Much nicer than Fredericks of Hollywood. I got this bra with the nipples cut out that Natalie gave me.
With the nipples cut out. Speaking of nipples, okay, these are more like man nipples. Rachel Maddow, they were fucking with her. They were sending her fake reports on Trump and Russia to see if she would publish them, and I heard she did. I heard she published like a couple of fake reports on Russia. She had to like retract it. Doesn't she feel fucking stupid?
She was punked.
But I don't think it's as stupid as Chris Christie doing sports talk radio. You imagine that? I mean, what is Chris Christie going to talk about? Competitive eating? What's he going to talk about? The Nathan's hot dog contest? Really? He looked like a beach whale out there. Did you see those fat ass turkey legs? That thing he looked like a fat ass beach whale.
But he lost weight.
You know what? That guy, I said it before, I'll say it again. He's so anti-weed. Maybe that's a good thing because if he smoked cannabis, Chris Christie, I mean, forget about it. It would be a food apocalypse.
It might have a reverse.
Okay, it would be a food freaking apocalypse. You know that this is another thing. You know that old reruns of like Yogi Bear, they get more ratings than CNN. Old reruns of Yogi fucking Bear get more reruns. That's because CNN can't stop bitching about Russia all day. Look, it reminds me. Look, I was playing my Xbox soccer game the other day, the FIFA, right? And I was playing against the Russians. It was the U.S. versus Russia.
He's training for his
And I lost the soccer game to the computer. Who were the Russians? I didn't stop the video game and say, "Oh my God, my Xbox colluded with the Russian soccer team to beat the United States." I didn't say that. But you see, in CNN world, in those blockheads world, they say shit like that now. They're nuts. They got a 6% approval rating. Nobody believes them. I don't put them on. I don't put them on my smart TV. I'm not going to let them infect my YouTube. It's probably, I don't know, man. They probably got viruses. I don't even know.
They do have cookies, actually. You're right. They do.
Not on the YouTube if you're watching it through your smart TV. I'm just saying, I'm not going to entertain them. They're fake news. Okay, Yogi Bear on freaking Nick Jr. gets more ratings than CNN does.
Oh, speaking of movies, you guys, this is a crazy fucking movie, and like, I can't tell you that like, some people gave it a 1, but it's really crazy. And it's a Spanish movie. We think it's a Mexican movie. It is a Mexican movie, and it's called Honeymoon. They have it on Netflix, and you could like, if you don't like gore, just forget it, okay? It will keep you up, and it might just freak you out. And actually, the first time I just closed my eyes, I couldn't even watch it. And then I went back and skipped to the end. And
yeah, you're going to need like a warning disclaimer, just like we have like a warning disclaimer that, you know, for all you snowflakes out there, it's like, warning, we're pro-Trump, warning. You know, it's like, warning, this guy in this movie that Jaja's talking about, like, kidnaps this chick and, like, rips the skin off of her hands. And
but it's crazy, it's not just that.
What does he do? He uses some weird mouth-torturing freaking instruments and, it's pretty funny.
I don't know what the fuck he puts in her mouth. But, yeah, he like, wants to have her fall in love so bad that he, like, traps her. And just watch to the end. It actually doesn't, okay, I'll give you a hint. She does not end up chopped up in a million pieces. How about that?
Yeah,
okay?
She sticks this guy's head in an acid vat. You know, it's probably what they do to little kids underground in the basement of Goat Hill Pizza. Okay, they take them in some giant freaking pasta freaking pizza vat, and they just let them in there, and they melt to death.
The reason why they have a Hadron Collider is because they can't break out of the firmament, and they just want to break out of time.
Yeah, we're getting esoteric again. We're getting into the flat Earth again,
yeah, I wanted to mention that because it's pretty cool. I mean, they cannot break out no matter what. There's no fucking.
You know, it's like Yoda. It's like Yoda said, "You must unlearn what you have learned." And really, everything that you've been taught since you're a little kid about the Earth is just complete bullshit.
Yeah, there were explorers that touched it, disappeared after they came back from the Antarctica. I mean, many people have drawn it. I mean, there are many maps. They changed it up. Things are a lot different than you think. So it's interesting to reconfigure that in your brain and perceptually see yourself on a different type of a plane than we originally thought. And I'm still trying to understand what value it has, but of teaching the globe as opposed.
Look, teaching the globe is just as phony as the whole Russian collusion delusion.
Yeah.
It's phony.
It's so fucking phony. I mean, it's creepy
that. I mean, they talk to us like we're little kids, when in reality, it's everyone in Congress and all these politicians that are like a bunch of stupid kids running around with our wallets. Okay, it's like, I mean, what, Congress, they have recess? They have a recess? I mean, it's like we're governed by a bunch of little kids. You don't call me immature because I want to skateboard again. I mean, that's nothing, man. I mean, I still got kick flips and hard flips and heel flips and pressure flips and you name it, man. I'm like,
yeah, Bruce.
I'm like freestyling.
He's got a lot of tricks.
Dude, I could freestyle like Rodney Mullen back in the 1990s and like do some crazy shit like Mike Vallely or I even stole from Tom Green. I stole one of his moves, the Tom Green flip. No, really, I can shred. Okay, I am a skate or die dude. Right?
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, so if like we ever had a pool, I just bought an old school 1992 Nash, like what is it? It's like a fishtail, but it's like, you know, those old 90s skateboards.
And it's got what on the back?
Oh, fake dinosaurs. Are you gonna let me skateboard in our pool? You gonna let me skate in there, like the Dogtown Z Boys?
Yes.
Really, I could catch like some mad air.
I don't give a fucking shit.
I'll feeble grind or K grind our pool.
Yeah, okay. Just float on water like Jesus. I don't give a fuck. And the whole flat Earth thing does not disprove God either. In case you're wondering, it has nothing to do with disproving there's still a creator. There's still all that stuff. So
it's intelligent design, folks. I mean, we're on a floating bowl of soup. I mean, who thinks of this stuff?
It's just different. It's just physically different. And everybody that you thought you could trust, like Michio Kaku.
Oh, don't even get me started. Okay, assholes like Neil deGrasse Tyson. I mean, even Giorgio Sacco. Okay, from Ancient Aliens. I mean, they all got their head up their ass. They think they're funny. Oh, if the Earth was flat, my cat would have knocked over something off of the Earth already. Ha 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 ha. Oh yeah, you're funny, dude. Yeah, how are you gonna disprove science, bro? That water is always at level, and that all rivers flow downstream from north to south.
And Polaris never changes.
You can see the constellations 24/7, freaking 365 days a year from the same spot.
And what about the rockets? All of those space shuttles, they only had the space camera. They only had the camera on some of the rudders, not on the rocket. So you never got to see it had the real path. You only got to see it from the bottom, and then it disappeared into another vortex. You didn't know where the fuck it went. Well, I'll tell you where it went. There's plenty of footage. It went like an arc, like a rainbow.
Look, the flat Earth is being exposed during the Trump administration. Obama, by dissing it, helped set the stage for it to gain momentum now. Okay, and really, you have to have guts to expose the flat Earth. Really, okay, you have to be one of the biggest deplorables. I mean, I'm talking about like as big as the guy from Home Depot who wants to get rid of all the Mexicans in front of his Home Depot, so he's like Donald Trump's biggest fan. Okay, you got to be that kind of a deplorable, right?
Yeah, it's really hard, and I can't even begin to tell people that are close to me because I think they would think I was really nuts.
They would think you're really nuts.
Yeah, I mean, it's too much energy, it's so much looking and understanding.
You just said something now. It's like where Pee-wee's Playhouse. You said it's really hard. She said it's really hard. Every time I do that now, you're saying that the show is succumbing to the lowest common denominator. Really? You're going to be that mean to Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah.
There are special guest dummies. Hey guys, she's got some big thingies. I said boob. You know what's another powerful word on radio? Bacon. This is the show that brings home the bacon every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, the Bruce Montalvo Show.
How about Rocky Mountain oysters?
Rocky Mountain oysters.
You know what that
We're
is?
supposed to go to a thing, right? Have some oysters and interview Roger Stone from InfoWars.
Oh, I don't know if he'll let you interview him.
Oh yeah. He's such a rock star, right? With his little Ozzy Osbourne glasses. No, look, he will let me interview him, okay? Because Roger Stone actually joined one of my Trump groups on Facebook.
Ooh, that means he loves you, Bruce.
Everyone loves Bruce Montalvo. Everyone.
You better put your fingers and be nice, and maybe he'll give you something.
Yeah, usually I'm not nice, but InfoWars has been very nice to me. I'll admit they're behind the Trump wave, the Trump effect, and in 2012 they published some of my work regarding predictive programming and 9/11 symbolism. So
I love Alex Jones. He's my news guy. He had a blast on me on one of his news, his news articles. I was on his front page for a second. That was pretty hot. I called in. He was very nice. He talked to my cousin Aaron Russo a few times. They like each other. So, but regardless, I'm not I don't ride on anybody's coattails. But it was just shocking when I found out about him, and then I found out my cousin was talking, and I was like, oh shit. And I got my own little thing. But I did.
Your cousin who was presidential candidate for the Libertarian Party and a big film producer, and now rest in peace, Aaron Russo. We're friends with his wife, his ex-wife.
Well, yeah, his woman's wife,
right?
But not so much anymore.
And she's friends with Bill, and she's friends with Alex. So you see that. You see, we're kind of like a big family. And another thing, I wouldn't even be married to Jaja if it wasn't for Pete Santilli. Roger Stone's actually advocating for them to get out, for them to release Pete Santilli. So maybe I could interview them on letting Pete out and Obama suing him or whatever. But yeah, he's coming to Tucson, so we're gonna go where the news is, right? That's what we do on this show. But
that lodge like for deplorables. I looked it up. It was like originally for
it's a lodge for ill repute.
I like that.
Yeah. Let's get into my top 10 list here that I stole from David Letterman, that I'm stealing from Matt Drudge, actually. Let's see. Can
I just talk about this song that I did, and I used Alex Jones's voice? It's called Total Control, so you could download that on iTunes. It's pretty hot. This kid did this video for me.
CNN anchor, I have Russia fatigue. Yeah, so do I. It says here, House Republicans look to advance $1 trillion omnibus. Number 8, Senate health bill keeps Obamacare tax. I'm sure the communists from the Socialist Lagoon will like that. Bernie Sanders. Number 6, monthly federal spending tops $400 billion. We have here corporations give millions to Obama Foundation. He's already getting millions. He stole millions from the Fannie and Freddie Mac, whole housing bubble thing. I mean, this is a top criminal. We need Obama arrested, effective immediately, if this country is going to survive. Number 5, Elizabeth Warren, a.k.a. Pocahontas, rings alarm over Kid Rock run. That's right, his name is Kid. It's Kid Baby, the Detroit bad boy. Kid Rock is running for, running for Senate. He's running for something. Kid Rock, you believe that? What did he do? He gave Pamela Anderson syphilis? Oh, wait, no. Too late. See, he couldn't even do that. He wasn't even the originator of that.
Don't trust these failed motherfuckers. Was he going to be Republican? Is it going to be for your rights? These are plants from Universal. They're used for, like that guy Frank.
I'm sorry, but Pamela Anderson didn't fuck anybody with talent. I mean, they all suck. And Kid Rock definitely sucked. I know a girl that fucked her. That fucked who?
Pamela.
You know a girl that had sex with Pamela Anderson?
Mm-hmm. She used to want to be my manager and then trying to get me like, who knows? I didn't do nothing, though. I was like, oh.
So they were like rubbing boobs and stuff?
Yeah, she like was in bed. That was crazy, man. She sued Rupert Murdoch. Who the fuck sues Rupert Murdoch? You think I was bad? I was suing 50 Cent.
Number 5, Google robot journalists. You believe that? Like if journalism couldn't get any more robotic. I mean, you hear some of these idiots. I mean, Hillary Clinton sounds like a robot. Now they want to have robot journalists that don't question anything. You can just program whatever they're going to say.
Right? So much fake news that you could just do that.
It's unbelievable. Number 4.
I mean, it just me about fake news. I mean, doesn't always have to mean Russia, but there's so much fake news that even scrolling on the average news app, there's so much bullshit news that's not even true. Because if you look at it, there's no evidence. There's no like criminal like logistics in it. So it's like you should just question everything you read. It's amazing. It doesn't sound right, then just don't believe it.
That's right. That's right. Doesn't sound right. Don't believe it.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. You're listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show.
Well, you know,
it happens. Sometimes the feed goes out, the signal's over the air. It's wartime, folks, and there's all sorts of communication blockade and signals being jammed, and it's just part of live radio, especially if, like I said, you're exposing the flat earth. They're gonna send black SUVs after you, probably try to kill you. What do you think?
If they're not gonna,
I'm joined by my co-host, Jaja.
They're gonna shut you down. They're gonna get pissed off and just make you look unprofessional. So whatever.
Unprofessional. Well, we continue with my top 10 list, and they probably figured, well, you're not really talking about anything. You're only talking about Leonardo DiCaprio teaming up with Scorsese again. I mean, those guys they're coming up with blockbuster crap. What, like Shutter Island? I mean, really? I mean, The Departed, yeah, it was good, but that's it.
Yeah.
That's all you had together, you fruit cups. Okay, Leonardo DiCaprio. Really? And at number 3, Uber drivers charged with raping customers in the same city. There you go. You go out, you have a drink, you call for an Uber cab, you get a little raped. How about that?
I don't use Uber. I won't.
Sorry. Fukushima plant is number 2. Fukushima plant set to release radioactive material into ocean. In an interview with local media, Takashi Yamamura, chairman of TEPCO, said the decision has already been made. Oh yeah, just keep fucking up the environment. You know, the decision's already been made. Humanity is run by greed, and they're gonna destroy the flat Mother Earth.
I don't know what's happening. You know, I can tell you.
Mother Earth doesn't have big boobs. She's flat.
Mm-hmm.
She's as flat as Gwen Stefani.
She's got some titties, you know, the mountains and stuff.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Mother Earth does have a nice rack. Right?
Here and there, you know what I'm saying? So in Virginia, especially the Virgin racks, you know, why do you think it's probably called Virginia? Because, you know, Virginia comes from virgin, and then those Rocky Mountains, you know, they're very lumpy, you know? Look like titties everywhere, probably.
Look like titties everywhere.
Probably virgin titties. I don't want to talk about that. It's disgusting.
Well, number 1 here, Clint Eastwood casts real soldiers in his next film. Now, they got to make sure that they're not Nazis, because Trump fucked up once. When he was first campaigning, people don't remember this, he tweeted a picture of Nazi soldiers reenacting. You know, he got mixed up, and he tweeted out a Nazi reenactment thinking that it was American GIs.
Oh, yeah. But, like, in some cases, like...
So number 1 is Clint Eastwood just being alive still. That's why it's number 1, folks. It's freaking Clint Eastwood, man.
Goebbels? It's just like Goebbels to me.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about Clint Eastwood because that's safer to talk about than the flat earth, because they'll cut off my show for talking about flat earth. I don't know. I'll have the ONI, the Office of Naval Cocksuckers, mess with my lonely little speaker feed here.
I know.
I mean, you talk about the littlest guy on the totem pole. I mean, they're really fucking with me here.
They don't like it.
I mean, I have to perform and be a radio engineer and then deal with a rapping, nutty co-host.
I'm nutty.
You're nutty with truth.
Clyde Lewis told you straight on his radio show you were off the rails.
And he also sympathized and cried like a big fat bitch when I told him that my mother is a Jesuit witch and she kidnapped my kid.
That's true.
Why don't you give the court of Montalvo, the audience here, a update as to my visitations and what's going on with my kid, because you're actually kind of like my lawyer. You're like my attorney, right?
Yeah, and I did try to get Bruce a court-ordered attorney because some of his rights have been whittled away. But I was able to recover some things that we find important, and we did have a little bit of a success. We got at least a little unsupervised vacation, which was absolutely ridiculous. His mother trying to come in the way of our hotel stay at home.
Well, she's already hiring lawyers. She might even say that I'm part of, like, some pedophile network and lie just to keep the kid away from me.
My mother's afraid of your mother doing that. Whoa, she said, oh my God, your mother's so crazy that she would fucking do shit like that.
Yeah, but this lawyer who works for the FBI and has, like, an Illuminati quote, I mean, going after me, trying to steal my kid and then say that I need supervised visitations when I'm not a criminal.
Right back to more.
Okay, so anyway, we're threatening to bar grieve this asshole and have him freaking pay out of his ass. Literally,
I didn't threaten him with that.
No, I'm threatening him on my show because I will fuck him in the middle of the street if he gets in the way of a father and his daughter, and that's what's going to happen. I will have visitation rights. Look, I'm not trying to uproot my kid. She's been brainwashed enough. We'll show her a good time. Look, we were going to take her to Raging Waters. Okay,
No,
because Bill and Ted said those are the most excellent water slides, so I figured, why not, right? But a bunch of people have had some gnarly, radical deaths there.
Lots of deaths.
And
really in the mood
there's a study that came out that says that there's like 80% piss in all swimming water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
especially with a lot of little kids. I'd like to go off season somewhere.
So I don't know. I was also thinking about vacationing at the Chateau Marmont, but that's like $440 a night just to stay in a place that has reptilian jizz from 1972 on it.
Ugh. And so many transients and
you know what? It's more than just transients. It's losers. It's wannabes. A bunch of
nobodies.
A bunch of fake it till they make it. A bunch of stars behind their car in Los Angeles. They all think they're gonna get their big break, and they just literally. I mean, the staff at this hotel must know. I mean, who's a high roller and who's not. Who's related to Jim Morrison, who isn't. And if you go in there, you pay for one night. They look at you like a fucking loser. They don't even leave an extra, a towel by the door. They're like, this guy his daddy's paying for one night just so he could say he stayed here. What a loser, right?
Yeah. Well, Bruce, I am from New York City, so none of this shit impresses me. And I want it to be nice and clean and try to have no parasites anywhere, or bed bugs or just scum. So I'm just like, whatever, I figured out a nice place and it's going to work out. It's going to be very nice. And it'll be very nice to see your daughter, but you just don't tell her that the earth is flat, okay?
Yeah, I don't want to get her targeted by
just do math songs with her.
By the Brotherhood of Saturn here. But really, I mean, staying at the Chateau Marmont, I mean, don't you agree? It's like a bunch of reptilian jizz all over the place.
Oh, I guess all that bullshit status is nothing to me. It's gross.
Like, we could pretend we're like hip with Laurel Canyon and like record a song from the Chateau Marmont. I can have you rapping about reptoids and insectoids, right? And what else? I could come up with my song that's totally not PC at all. There's a song called Nigga Killer. I just started off by saying, nigga, 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 nigga. It's already not PC, right?
Oh, God, you're such a fool.
Really? Hey,
I'm not
folks.
Okay?
Who cares? Enough of that. Enough of that PC talk. I'm not. Why you gotta justify it? Who cares?
Look at you.
Look, just shut up, please. No, Shut up, please. I'm not embarrassing you. You're embarrassing yourself because I was about to give you a compliment.
Okay.
I was about to say.
I'll take it.
I was about to say, if I could ever say it, I was about to say that you were one of the originators of the red Trump hat before Trump ever wore it.
How so?
Because I saw you like at a rap show with like a little.
What was
red.
it? It was in Paris.
Yeah, you were wearing the Make America Great hat before it was the Make America
I was
Great
an
hat.
American repping in Paris, that's for sure.
With a red hat.
At Le Baron, a very chintzy club for only elite and special people.
Anyway, let's go into this topic here, okay? This is what's really grinding my gears. What's really annoying me. Pedos. Pedos like Chuck Schumer. I know he's a pedo. Or Podesta. I mean, they got all those videos out there, him supposedly beating a kid to death. You know, or who knows what he's doing to this poor kid.
You know, Bruce has...
And that's what's really grinding my gears is pedos.
Bruce has a criminal background. Like, he's
got... criminal background?
A criminal justice background. Sorry. I mean, criminal justice background. He's got a very good eye and ear for facts and in terms of, like, judicial... just sequences and stuff.
And with that, I'm totally going to discredit myself because I totally believe that Chuck Schumer somewhere dresses himself as a giant mouse and puts cheese all over his dick and has little kids lick it off.
Oh, God. Yeah, well, you know, he's also psychic. Bruce also has like a psychicness. You know, he kind of can remote view possible situations and knowing the psychosis that goes on in Congress, you know, Virginia Virgin for Lovers, and that's where Congress, which means fuck.
Yeah, when they go to have their recess, they go right to the playgrounds, they steal some kids, they take them back into some underground gulag. Chuck Schumer dresses as a giant freaking mouse. He pours, there's a hole, his dick's sticking out of it. He pours cheese all over his dick, and he shows up, he says, "Hey kids, it's time for some sausage cheese delight."
Oy, 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 oy.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, I don't know what they're doing with those retarded kids.
You mean hotards?
I don't know.
That's what they call them. They call them hotards.
They're not hoes.
Look, folks, this show is the algorithm to help unenslave humanity, okay? We've been exposing the globe earth, okay, the fallacy, the ultimate lie. Well, talking about phallus here, the New World Order has a hard-on for little kids. I mean, they really go after little kids. I mean, just today there was a commercial in front of my freaking YouTube channel. You know, it just popped up. I was trying to watch a YouTube video, and this commercial pops up for Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the cereal, and Nickelodeon, and there's a little kid with a giant occult Illuminati triangle symbol on his shirt. I mean, they're not even trying to hide it. I mean, they're proliferating these occult symbols, and they're using children to do it. I mean, they seriously, they sap the life force or the energy right out of these kids. And they go missing. How many have gone missing this year in Washington, D.C. alone? You tell me I have a
lot of irresponsible parents. Too.
I have a good feeling that it's true that Chuck Schumer really does dress up like a mouse, and he does these type of things.
I don't live in New York anymore. Thank God.
Okay,
he's a gangster anyway. He looks so German. He doesn't look Jewish, by the way. He doesn't really look like a German.
So seriously, does Trump know who he's going up against? I mean, he said it himself. He wants to have these people executed. Well, that means Chuck Schumer and all the likes of these people got to, right? I mean, you want to give pedophiles the chair. I mean, you got to start by,
shaming them,
getting all the top pedo dogs in Washington. Chuck Schumer, I'm sure, is one of them. You see him eating freaking pizza with Anthony Weiner, okay? But no, Comey and Lynch are like the Clintons' bitches. The Clintons take them out for walks like they're their dogs, and they pet them on the head and shit. So I don't understand. I don't understand what Trump thinks he's doing. He literally, by taking these people on in the media, just whatever they say, they're going back and forth. I mean, he's given them ammunition to go at him.
Okay, but
and he's gaining nothing from engaging the liberal media. That's what I'm saying. I mean, they attack him literally like 25 hours a day.
Mm. Well, he's proving them to be irresponsible journalists, and by irresponsible means that they need to not criticize the man on the way on stupid things, you know, and they have to discuss things intellectually, and they have to stop talking.
Or with memes. Okay, there's a book out there, Meme Wars. Okay, you see, it's happening now. The great meme war.
I have it. I know.
The great meme war has started, and Trump's at the forefront of that. Okay, there's a lot of power behind the memes. Okay, you could get out the flat Earth agenda. You could get out the, hey, it's a lot better to have Trump than Hillary in the morning agenda. You're like, oh, I'm so glad Hillary's not freaking president.
I mean, whatever. Bruce really, really hated her voice, because I can understand that a lot of people did not like her voice at all.
Look, Trump literally, he's like a Teflon Don, though. Okay, the media keeps attacking him, and he just keeps getting stronger. You know, I'm gonna go out and say it. I think that he has the ability to become the best president ever in
so far, so
American history. He's got the highest IQ of any president. Okay, and he's got to know who he's dealing with. He's got to know that the left is as cold-blooded as Rick James. Okay. Why don't the left hold any accountability to the lies that Hillary made up about Pee-Pee-Gate, right? About Pissgate, about Trump getting golden showers by Russian hookers that was totally untrue. Oh no, that's fine. She could lie all she wants, right? But seriously, look, Trump Jr., I think he deserves an award for like bravery or something. I mean, all he's trying to do is expose the corrupt left, and they're easily exposable because, I mean, what, the uranium deals with Clinton, it just keeps going. Okay, Obama and Putin. Okay, you have just look at that. Obama and Putin, you see how, you know, just the big difference between how they even go about dealing with each other. Obama and Putin looked like they didn't want to be there. They hated each other. That, you know, like someone farted in the room. And you see a big shift in relations. Now you have a ceasefire in Syria. And literally Obama was threatening to like take the Russians to thermonuclear war. He's threatening to take Moscow to thermonuclear war. It's getting ugly. Okay? Meanwhile, we have ugly liberals that are chugging Starbucks with nose rings, saying that they want Trump's head on a silver platter, and they want freaking Kathy Griffin to do it. Okay, so the meme wars, I mean, they helped expose CNN. CNN committed a crime going after a private citizen. Look, if I make a meme right now about like CNN, like from Friday, right? Debo knocking out freaking DJ Pooh, and DJ Pooh's got CNN's face on it. They'll come after me and try to put my name, you know, out there so that I could get like whacked by one of CNN's hitmen.
Yeah, well, that's really wrong, and what CNN is doing is, you know, they're provocateurs, and that's what
they're the kingpins.
Operation Mockingbird is.
They're the kingpins of fake news.
Yeah, and they just mock. What they do is that they accuse you of what they're doing. That's what the...
Look, we see CNN's fake news in movies. They show CNN as news that's in the movies.
Looks more real in the movies.
Right. Like that one movie, The Invasion, where they had CNN giving out fake news in a movie. I mean, that's all they do. Okay, seriously, they need to leave Trump Jr. alone, because I think Trump Jr. is a G. Really, I think he's cool. I want to go to like one of their golf courses if I get enough money. I think they need to just leave him alone. Stupid ass CNN needs to leave him alone. Okay, because CNN is completely indifferent when it comes to Trump. All they want is Trump 24/7.
They just want to gather opposition. That's what it is. This is gain as much opposition to try to divide and conquer people so that we'll confuse them and they'll never learn about what's really going on around them.
But see, that's the thing, too. I'm not just waiting for Trump to save me, or I'm waiting for some savior, okay? Because if you're waiting for government to save you, then you're going to live your whole life in eternal discontent, right? You're going to grow old freaking thinking that the government's going to save you. You help yourself. The knowledge is out there. It's powerful. You go out there and reach out and grab it. Reach out and grab it by the balls. Grab life by the balls. Right? I mean, what the hell else do we tell our listeners here? Okay, except to go out there and grab life by the balls. You know, there's a breaking news regarding Pete Santilli, like I mentioned.
You're kidding me.
Well, yeah. Attorney General Sessions said he's not taking sides in the Bundy case.
He did?
Yeah, you remember Ashley Jones, right?
Yeah.
She said that it's a victory for Pete Santilli and the Bundy. Again, Bundy, that's an Illuminati family.
Yeah, it's a huge one.
Yeah, the Astor, the Bundy. So the Bundy Illuminati family is happy that maybe the Trump administration is going to lighten up on the psyop that was started under the Obama administration.
Well,
who knows? Maybe they'll be able to come out of hiding and get the ankle monitors off there.
And compete with Joe Pags.
Ankle bracelet.
And with a real Joe Pags.
Oh, Joe Pags, who
Please stand up.
Who literally he ate Pete Santilli, and he blocked me for telling him that on Twitter. I said, "Dude, what happened to Pete Santilli? Did you eat him?"
That was my joke. I was like, "Tell him, where's Pete? Did he eat him? He sounds just like him."
Anyway, yeah, Pete is completely disappeared. His YouTube channel's gone, wiped off the face of the planet. 85,000 freaking subscribers.
What a waste. Oh,
and yeah, I mean that just goes to show you they could delete anybody. I mean they're gunning for Alex. They're gunning for all the top dogs. I mean they're gunning for people that you thought you knew, and now you're like, who's that guy? I don't know. Who's this Joe Pags that sounds like this guy I used to know?
And how could Pags say that Santilli was a nobody? I mean, didn't?
Oh, he said that. He said that I'm a nobody.
And he said Santilli's a nobody, but didn't Colbert even talk about him on
Colbert mentioned Santilli's name. Yeah.
Yeah, that's some bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's mentioned him. I heard him, a lot of people talk about him.
Anyway, Joe Pags doesn't know who the fuck he is. He's just some old fart. He doesn't know who the fuck he's messing with. Okay, he's a little bitch, really. Really, a little bitch. He sounds like a little bitch on his show. I mean,
complaining about it.
Just whining and complaining. I mean, I'm complaining about you making too much noise by the mic. That's different.
I'm just making jewelry.
You know?
Just so you guys.
But, yeah.
Shungite bracelet right here. Totally new.
What the hell does that have to do with what I was talking about? I was talking about...
Joe Pigs.
I was talking about Pete Santilli being in the fucking news again. I thought he was dead. There was obituaries saying that Pete Santilli died, blah, blah, blah. But then it was a parody. It's like, did he or did he not die? Did Joe Pags eat this motherfucker? I don't know. But that is... my Pete Santilli minute, because he was the best man at my wedding. Unfortunately, he got me married to the female Vanilla Ice.
He told you not to marry me because he said that she's batshit crazy.
Yeah, batshit crazy. And now you can listen to her live, batshit crazy and all, every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we see here that Trump's victories are... literally eclipsing the liberal world order. We have the fake news, CNN saying that literally they would just want to blow up Russia, like I said. I mean, all the Obama holdovers, okay, all the Obama bitter clingers, they want to go to war with Russia, don't they? I mean, they just can't shut up about fucking Russia. It's Russia, Russia, Russia all day. And speaking of meme wars, getting into Star Wars here, robots are inventing their own languages. You believe that? So we're going to have C-3POs fucking translating and shit. We're going to have C-3POs pretty soon. And this whole thing's starting to remind me of some futuristic sci-fi movie. I mean, it's like we're heading into the age of Trump 2020. Doesn't it sound like something futuristic? Trump 2020, that's what we're heading into. That's probably going to be next week's show. That's what I'm going to call it, Trump 2020. Anyway, folks, it's getting close to that time to wrap up the show. I want to let you know you can tune in every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. You can follow us on Twitter, on Facebook. Just click like the Bruce Montalvo Show on Facebook. And huge victories for Trump. And the meme war has helped blow up the CNN Death Star. That's what this meme war did. And I'm telling you, it was fun to watch the memes. They're still coming. I'm fond of memes myself. Love a good meme. And what else can I tell you, folks? I mean, the latest news here on Zero Hedge, we have feuding U.S. Senate Republicans to get revised health care bill. The Draghi may address future of ECB stimulus at Jackson Hole. A lot of insider trading news here. BOJ seeks a tamp down speculation on tapering. Iran's stature grows as rivals quarrel. China June trade data. Robust demand at home and abroad. Germany summons Daimler to address diesel allegations. French court tosses Google's $1.3 billion tax bill. First tech now financing U.S. shale firms get creative to pump more oil. That's what it is, folks. It's a big oil game. Blood oil. A blood sacrifice for oil. Latest wave 401k suits yields big wins and big losses for plaintiffs. EU gives Hungary a month to revise education law or face court. China's booming housing market proves impossible to tame. So the Chinese do. You never have to worry about them waging war. I mean, actual war. They wage economic war through the housing market. Off the map, the rough road ahead for self-driving cars in China. Behind China's boldest dealmaker, billions pledged in shares. Despite U.S. ban, Kalishnikov finds markets in Asia and Africa. We have here Trump's FBI pick vows independence, says Russia probe, no witch hunt. What? So Trump's picking a guy that's saying that the Russia probe is not a witch hunt? I don't understand this. You go to Zero Hedge. This is the front-running news for July 13th. Goldman Sachs relaxes dress code for techs in fight for talent. Goldman Sachs, that's a government Sachs right there. Bonfire, retail stocks brings traders running. House conservative hold budget hostage over tax details. Again, a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo. Zero Hedge, a bunch of insiders. You don't really know who's running it. They tend to be spot on. They're covering the latest trends and a lot more spot on than Before It's News. I mean, Before It's News, what are they going to tell me about fucking Bigfoot? Really? Really? I mean, how many... now, we use Before It's News. I like Before It's News. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff there, and then there's a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, it's like a big SWAT meet of news with Before It's News. Good stuff. But anyway, folks, we're glad you've been tuning in. This is the Bruce Montalvo Show. We're going to go. What are our final thoughts here? Wrapping up the broadcast. And a whole lot of truth.
Investigate Flat Earth.
Investigate Flat Earth. Is that it? I was hoping you'd say something else.
Say something else.
Yeah, say something else. Just talk a little bit.
Yeah. Well, Shabbat Shalom, and there is a very interesting weekend we have prepared. And that's all, folks. That's
a very interesting weekend prepared. You see, she comes in and she shines light on the show, right? I mean, seriously, I'm like a windbag talking nonstop, and that's what they want. They want me to just be yapping and yapping nonstop, right? All the way to the end. I can't get her to cut some slack for me. Just a little bit of slack. Just talk about something else. Talk about the fucking weather. Can you just say something?
So I think that the sky in Tucson, the colors, like I always wonder, like why they have these northern lights in Texas and these kind of colorful skies here. Like why don't they have these bright, colorful skies?
Yeah, Senator McLean.
In El Paso.
Okay, Senator McLean is allowing for Arizona to become the geoengineering capital, or is that just part of the Trump administration? I mean, they got a heavy geoengineering presence here in Arizona.
Right.
It's all just John McLean's fault.
I think they have Operation Tie-Dye Sky.
Well, the people here are just so stupid that they elected John McLean, like, I don't know how many times since the Cretaceous period. They're just so stupid. He's still around governing people.
He's just a rich guy.
They don't care what they're breeding up there, right?
Nobody pays attention to anything. They just want their life. They don't really care that these politicians are just taking money and NASA's burying money and there's Lockheed Martin's trying to shoot off rockets to nowhere, and whatever. It's a waste of money, but people are pocketing it and they don't give a shit. But we're still in a very weird place right now. We're just this flat Earth with this glass dome over us. It's like a glass dome, it's a shield, and they can't shoot the rockets up. And every time they blow up a nuclear bomb, it's potentially going to shatter this glass firmament that we have. And the fact is that they
just like in the Simpsons movie.
What's weird is that it's supposed to be like water on the other side, so that's fucked up. Like, just imagine, just imagine that you're in a glass dome. And if it cracks, the water's gonna come in, like for real.
Yeah, like for real. Like when I remember going to visit Shamu, and what if I remember thinking, what if the fucking SeaWorld, glass encased freaking aquatic wonderland just exploded? I mean, Shamu and everybody, and just be engulfed in whale shit. Yeah, that's what happens. People, they go to these whale shows and they sit in the front row and they don't know that. Obviously, Shamu is like taking a dump in the water and pissing in it, and they get splashed with this water and they think it's so great, but it's like Shamu's piss and Duke and all that. Anyway, those are my final thoughts.
You know that there's a whole wave of thinking that saying right now that since it has to do with the Hadron Collider, is it that what's it called again? The Hadron Collider.
Yes.
Yeah, but they can only look for alternate realities instead of time and space. So with that in mind, they're saying that everything that we do for the future actually can affect the past. So they're finding this weird time-space timeline going on. And in fact, if you look, it could be biblical, because if the flood happened, maybe that's what the flood is. Maybe it's a prediction, from the Great Flood. Because if they're going to keep fucking throwing nukes at our firmament, we're going to have a great flood. And I don't care how many DNAs they store.
That's a long final thought. Anyway, folks, with that,
you asked me to say something, dude.
I'll be back Mondays. The wrapper will be off wrapping gifts that hopefully you will buy from Antique Obsessions. And, just go study the flat earth. We'll catch you later. How about that? See you later, assholes.
No, they're not.